book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I'm here today to share my February TBR with you. Already in the second month of the year, and February is the month of romance due to Valentine's Day. Not everybody's gonna want to feel some romantic feelings, I get that, but you know, this month I've decided that I'm probably going to deliver on that front with some happy love stories, with some tragic love stories, also just some books that I wanted to get to in general. Let's see if I can continue acing my Goodreads challenge. I'm pretty sure I had the best reading month in January to start off a reading year, pretty much completing half my Goodreads challenge already, so let's see if I can keep the momentum up in February. I don't expect myself to, but I want to see me try. So I guess without further ado, let's get into this TBR. The first thing I want to bring up is not necessarily part of the romance books that I am planning to read. However, this is definitely a breakaway if I just don't feel like reading anything romantic, but I feel like something lighthearted, funny, just generally hilarious. That, my friends, is The Way of the House Husband. So I'm holding up volume number 3 because as I'm filming this video, I have read the first 2 volumes, and oh my goodness, they were so funny. If there is a manga that I really do want to continue on with this month, I think it's Way of the House Husband. Even though I've got more volumes of like One Punch Man and Land of the Lustrous and whatever, Way of the House Husband is just calling to me. It's just one of those really funny series that's just absolutely irresistible in terms of manga on my shelf right now. I've got so many other manga series that I really need to get to right now, and Way of the House Husband shouldn't be a priority. It's just hilarious and it just keeps calling to me, so I feel like I have to. I'm most likely going to continue this series this month. If I don't, I will probably be really surprised. Maybe it's because I'm trying to save it for a time that I need some happiness in my life. Now let's talk about some love vibes. I do want to start Heartstopper by Alice Oseman this month. I really do. I'm pretty sure the Netflix show comes out very soon. I actually don't know when it's coming out, but I swear I've needed to read Heartstopper yesterday, yestermonth, yesteryear, however long it's been out. I really needed to read Heartstopper because everybody has been raving about it and I've just been missing out. So that's because I don't necessarily read young adult contemporary that often. I am getting back into graphic novels, but usually because they're available at my library. So as you could see in my January wrap-up, I honestly don't know right now as I'm filming this video whether I've edited and posted my wrap-up beforehand, but you'll see I've read a bunch of graphic novels, but that's mostly because I've been going to my public library as of recently. However, I do own the Heartstopper series, or at least what is in the series so far. So I really need to prioritize my current physical TBR, and I need to read Heartstopper. Who knows, maybe young adult contemporary will be my thing one day again, and maybe Heartstopper just might help me get back there, you know? And I'm gonna break it up with a bit of a fantasy fairy tale, very short one if you will, and that, my friends, is Once More Upon a Time by Roshani Chokshi. I decided I wanted to save this for the month of February because of the romantic aspect. And I mean, it's very short. I definitely want to read Once More Upon a Time, specifically in this month. It's probably gonna be a quick read. It's probably gonna help with my Goodreads challenge. I'm so like hyped up for the Goodreads challenge right now, but it's not like I have to reach it tomorrow or anything. But hey, novellas and short books are still fun. Very much looking forward to trying this out. It's really been a while since I've read anything by Roshani Chokshi that has nothing to do with the Gilded Wolves, so I need to get it done. And now we are going on to tragic love story. And when I talk about tragic love story, I mean a tragic love story where they both die at the end. Once again, I'm not really big on young adult contemporary. However, this book in particular is a phenomenon, so I need to get onto this phenomenon and I need to read it. Everyone is talking about it. Everybody has been hyping it up and raving about it. And I mean, for good reason. Like, it's got a very captivating title. It's got a very captivating premise. However, I really do need to see where the hype is in the actual story, in the actual plot. I need to meet Mateo and Rufus, and I need to know if the love is real. I'm pretty sure the love will be real. I'm pretty sure the attraction will be real, but like, will my love be real for this book? I already know that this is gonna destroy me. But you know, I can't have this collector's edition of a book sit on my shelf unread for any longer, even though I've only really owned it for 2 months. But you know what I mean. And now over here, I want to mention a reread that is completely breaking off from the contemporary-ness of majority of my TBR so far. You guys probably know that a sequel is coming out in March, the 4th book in the series. Some of you guys might not be hyped up for it, understandably. However, I'm super hyped hyped up for this follow-up in the series, and I've decided that I want to reread the From Blood and Ash books. I'm at least putting From Blood and Ash on this TBR, and yeah, you know, there are some Valentine's Day vibes. I mean, I would argue that the real romance, it's in book 3. Everything is actually established, whereas this book is just pure angst. Kingdom of Flesh and Fire is also pure angst. However, the tension will probably well balance out my TBR, considering that there will be maybe happily ever afters, maybe sad ever afters. Maybe this book is good just to add some pining to my TBR. So, adding some pining to my TBR, I'm going to reread From Blood and Ash. I'm going to read it for a 3rd time. This is one of my favorite books in the series. I'm going to go back to some contemporary now, and this one is not a young adult contemporary. This one is more adultish, and I don't know if this classifies as romance or not. I don't know if it's going to be tragic or if it's going to be lovey-dovey. I really don't know. But I do want to read more books from this author in particular, and I have wanted to read more books from them for a while now. I pretty much have almost all their backlist books on my TBR. The one that I've decided that I want to prioritize is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Yes, if you guys don't know, Taylor Jenkins Reid probably sounds familiar from Daisy Jones and the Six, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Malibu Rising, all that stuff, etc. However, One True Love is going to be adapted in a major motion picture. And guys, when I found out that Simu Liu is going to be playing the love interest in One True Loves, you guys wouldn't believe how loud I screamed. Oh my goodness, he is one of my celebrity crushes. I love Simu Liu. He did so well as Shang-Chi. I just can't wait to see him kill it in other roles. It kind of gave me a little bit more of a push because I feel like a lot of her backlist books are overlooked. And you know what? I don't want to overlook them any further. And also, it's February. It's Valentine's Day or Valentine's month, whatever you want to call it. And the title, One True Loves, I don't know whether this is going to be a happy or a tragic love story, but what I do know is that maybe, just maybe, this month is the right month to read it. Then getting back onto my fantasy, I want to reread A Throne of Feathers and Bone by Shannon Mayer and Kelly St. Clair, and also read the finale, A Crown of Petals and Ice. So I reread A Court of Honey and Ash last month. I enjoyed it. It had some good fantasy and romance elements in the story. I was really invested, really intrigued. I mean, it's a very quick series to get through, so I understand why a lot of people might not get into these books because the plot's pretty simplistic. Like, it's not too long, it's not too dense. However, I am enjoying my reread so far, and I'm very much looking forward to see how this series is going to end. And also revisiting the story previously to see how the plot has progressed to get to this point. The last book I have to mention that I did not pre-order, don't worry, I'm going to go into a couple of my pre-orders after this, that is an adult romance contemporary, is The Charm Offensive. I have actually started this book. I read like the first 1 or 2 chapters. It's a very fascinating concept. So they're pretty much on a set for a reality TV show, and that's where this takes place, and I love that so much because I used to watch dating shows like non-stop. Guys, I was obsessed with Married at First Sight in Australia a few years back, and yeah, I mean, you know, it did kind of waste my time, but I was trash for it. I was so excited to watch it, even though I knew that a lot of the scenarios weren't necessarily real. But guys, a romance contemporary that takes place in that setting where the love is real, like, oh, I cannot wait for The Charm Offensive. Oh my god, you guys, I'm already experiencing some angst and excitement over this book. The second last book that I've got to bring up today that was a pre-order and that is meant to be coming out on the 1st of February is Court by Tracy Wolff. This is the 4th book in the Crave series, and I thought that it was the second last book, but turns out this is part of the second half of the series, as this book series has been extended to a 6-book series. I mean, I'm not mad, considering that I would love to follow Grace and Hudson more. I do like these characters in particular. I think that Tracy's implying that Remy is probably going to have different characters in his series. If you guys don't know, Remy is going to get his own spin-off. I have a feeling that the spin-off series is not going to follow our core characters in this first series, which I don't mind, just as long as Tracy gives these characters enough time, and I reckon that she's going to do that. That is the reason why she's probably extended the series. So now we have Court, Charm, and Cherish to look forward to in the first Crave series. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to know what happens in Court. Like, I am desperate. I've been waiting since mid last year. I'm so happy that it's going to be released in February. If there's a last minute delay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I will be so crushed. That pun was not intended, but I kind of wish it was. And the last book that I definitely do want to and am definitely gonna get to this month is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 2nd book in the Crescent City series. As I'm filming this video right now, am currently reading House of Earth and Blood, and oh my goodness, House of Earth and Blood, yeah, you know, it does have a slow start. It took me a bit of a while to get back into the swing of things in in the world, but let me just say I'm currently at the really good parts. I had to put that book down like desperately to try to get through this video right now and to try to focus on a lot of things that I need to do to just be productive. I know I'm gonna feel some type of way when it comes to House of Sky and Breath. I've told Camilo this. It was really funny. I had a conversation with him the other day. I told him that I thank God that House of Sky and Breath comes out the day after Valentine's Day, because if it came out before Valentine's Day, I would not give him my attention. For real. I said it straight. I'm like, look, I love you, but House of Sky and Breath for the second half of February, it's probably gonna take my attention. So deal with it. I mean, he already knows what to expect after I read A Court of Silver Flames last year. That was something. Thankfully, that comes out the second half of this month, so I have enough time to pine and whine over Court, and eventually I'll have enough time to pine and whine over House of Sky and Breath. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you stayed up until this point, leave me an emoji with heart eyes, because that is how I will be feeling when I receive some of these anticipated releases and as I'm reading some of these romantic books. If you happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. Join the amazing community of book lovers, and also I have social medias. I'm at GSwizzleBooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle, and finally I'm at TikTok. I'm at gswizzle on TikTok if you want to follow me there for some bookish content. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.